Keep informed. Tune in each week, Sundays starting at noon, to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show, sponsored by Bricks Real Estate, here on AM 950. We will keep you up to date with Twin Cities real estate market trends, forecasts, tips for buying and selling, and much more. If you missed last week's show, you can catch us online anytime at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. You know, over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
Would you let animals pick your insurance? Do you really need to experience mayhem to get the best rates? Or how about a celebrity quarterback or fake university saving you money? There's a lot of marketing stunts when it comes to insurance, but what you really need is someone looking out for you. Call Array Insurance, and they will work hard to find you the best insurance coverage and rates. So avoid gimmicks and call Cheryl at Array, 763-504-3067 or arrayinsurance.com. Array Insurance, working hard for you.
There are things that we experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in a corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us, share your story, share your evidence, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is Ghostbox Radio.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
And this is Ghostbox Radio, name 950, where every week we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, or just the unusual. My name is Greg Bakken, and thank you very much for joining me today. We are broadcasting live in Holton, Kansas, as Christy Ayers and I just finished an event here over at Hotel Josephine last night and over at the Lake House the night before. And I thought it'd be a lot of fun to talk about both these incredible locations today. There's a lot to talk about. This is our first time going out and doing something live from another location, doing the radio show. So I do ask you to bear with us if we have a little bit of technical difficulties. I am not an engineer, but we're going to find that out here probably pretty shortly. So we are going to have a fantastic show today. It is very warm here also. Now, Adam, do you miss me at all? Do you miss me not being there today?
I do. The radio station doesn't feel nearly as lively today without you. It's kind of weird staring at a dark room across the board from me.
Instead of just a dark soul?
Yeah, the dark room is emptier than your dark soul.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Well, thank you for holding down the fort. Thank you for helping me through some of this stuff today. So I really do appreciate it. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, let's get on to it today. I'm fortunate enough to have Tracer Fox, who works along with his mother, Sarah, in the running of both Hotel Josephine and the Lake House. We're going to talk about these locations and why it's important to visit them to keep them viable and what is going on here that is haunted, and why us doing the events over the last 2 days have had such a fantastic time. So first of all, before we go any further, check out their website to book a room or see what it's all about. You can go to hoteljosephine1890.com. Go there, see what it's about. We're going to talk about just about why it's important to book a room. It's going to be a great show today. Tracer, welcome to Ghostbox Radio.
Thank you for having me.
No, my pleasure. Thank you for taking the time and joining us. We're going to talk about everything. But before we go any further, I'd like to invite all of our listeners to join into the conversation. To do so, to ask a question to Tracer, you can call in at 952-946-6205. That's 946-6205, or email us a comment or question. Don't email us today. I don't know how to get email from here, but you can put a comment into one of our Facebook pages that we're on. We're live on AM 950 radio, but also streaming video on the following Facebook pages. You can watch us on AM 950, Things Network, MN Ghostbox, Free Spirited Network, RU Media, Skeleton Key Network, and Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment. So please go there, support those pages, and leave a comment there, because I'm going to be checking those places as well. Now, Tracer, let's start with this. Obviously, are you from around this area?
Yeah, I grew up in Holton.
So what was the, what happened here, that, like, the story that you grew up with about, say, Hotel Josephine?
Well, it wasn't much, actually.
Mhm.
We knew it was haunted, but we didn't know of the caliber of the hauntings.
Sure.
We've just always known that the hotel was haunted in one room, and that was the Buffalo Room. We didn't know, actually, that the entire facility was haunted until we purchased it. In fact, the owners before us, they didn't really embrace the paranormal. They didn't have events. They didn't even allow walking tours when they were walking around the square for like little Holton ghost tours. They didn't even let them in the lobby. So it was very foreign. It was very foreign thing, especially in this community, really.
So what we had was, because we've been down to the Buffalo Room, and so at that point, that's all you knew about was. And can you talk a little bit about the Buffalo Room?
Yeah. The one story we knew of before we purchased it was that there was a big old hunter that was staying in that room, and he checked in, walked in the room, and the first thing that happened was the painting on the wall started spinning in circles, and that was enough for him to check out that very next second. So that was the extent of the hauntings.
Yikes.
We just knew that was the one thing that was happening. Since then, we've had about a 50% success rate on people actually making it through the night. And I'm not making that number up.
You said 60?
50.
50.
50, yeah. We'll have our night shift people say, oh, the Buffalo people left. And in each room, we have little guest logs, and it says, it doesn't have to be paranormal. You can just write your experiences.
Yeah.
And that was one of the rooms I was like, oh, we had to leave at 3:00 in the morning. Something didn't want us in there. And that was the main case in the Buffalo Room.
Now, your mom had told us a story about the closet.
Yeah, the little girl.
Yeah. So what was that about?
So my mom doesn't like to do the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
She's she kind of stays away from it. She actually was a skeptic before this, but she was giving a history tour. So that's what she does when we do paranormal too. She does the history. There was this little girl with her family, and she was giving them a tour of the second floor. The little girl was going into each room's closet and jumping out, trying to scare them. She didn't even know that it was haunted. The building
Sure.
was. So she goes to the Buffalo Room, goes in the closet, screams, comes out, face is white, and says, Mom, I saw eyes in the closet. And she was once a jumping up and down, hyper little girl. Wasn't anymore. She was head down, wasn't herself at all. So just, it's crazy to think that a little girl that has no idea that this place is even haunted was able to experience something like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty creepy one. And last night, when we were having a group within that back room over there, and I'm pointing over there because we were on the second floor, and the Buffalo's room suite is at the far end of the hallway. Some people said we had a piece of equipment called the Ovilus there, and some people had said that the Ovilus moved.
Oh,
and it could be just the light being playing tricks, who knows. But at the same time, it was like, what is this? What's happening here? And a couple other things would happen in that room itself. So there's some crazy stuff. So, and you might have said this, and I might have missed this, when you got the hotel, what stage did you decide that I'm going to maybe try to reach out to the paranormal community about it?
We knew that was a market that we wanted to hit. we didn't know how big the paranormal community was.
Mhm.
Other than outside of the TV shows, we didn't know that there was actually groups that, would pay to come to your hotel. We didn't realize that. Um, and it's actually kind of the one thing that's kept our doors open. Back to your thing about why it's important to
Yeah.
book a room. With COVID, we bought it in November of 2020, so basically right in the middle of COVID.
Goodness.
So normal travel wasn't really common, but people would still come to do the paranormal investigations. So yeah,
That's
I might have missed your first question.
no, you're good. You're good. No, but I mean, that's just it. I mean, because it is, and I was going to touch on this a little bit later, but we might as well too now before, we head into break, that the thing is that what we're finding doing the events and stuff, that a lot of people are like, we love this stuff. This is really cool. They're struggling, but at the same time, if you're not going to these locations and supporting them, the locations, they're not going to last.
Right. Yeah, and you look at all these haunted locations, they're not owned by the Holiday Inn. They're not owned by the Marriott. They're owned by small businesses, local people that live in the area. And they they don't get the funding from corporate. They rely on you and me coming in and helping people out, booking a room, booking tours, buying a shirt even helps more than you even know. So yeah, it's important to at least step foot in and even check out the website, because even a hit on the website or a hit on the Facebook page just grows the page and can reach more people. So even the small stuff that you don't think really helps actually helps a lot.
And that's just it. So, as we said at the top of the program, Hotel Josephine 1890.com is the web address for the web page.
Correct.
And then it's just Hotel Josephine on Facebook, right?
Correct. Yes.
So please, everyone, please make sure that you're going there, because it is something that is really important. I mean, there's been, over the past 2 years, there's been a number of locations that I have, if you will, called home, that all these places are in the middle or can be tough to get to. But that's the problem, though. It's like, that's the issue. You either going to, you can't decide to build a haunted location somewhere. This is how it is.
Yeah, you have to keep the history alive.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you can't just go buy land and then build a building and say it's haunted. I mean, people first night will find out that you're a fraud, first of all.
Yeah.
But it has to have some sort of history behind it.
Yeah. And that's just it. And that's the thing that's kind of frustrating. I want to talk a little bit more about that. Also, I want to talk about the lake house on Ghost Hunters. So why don't we do this? Let's take our first break. We got Tracer Fox with us, who's running Hotel Josephine and Lake House, and we'll talk more with him. You are listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950. Can't hear the radio.
Hi, my name is Pamela Topchian. I'm a former nurse, published author, and board-certified hypnotherapist with hypnobreakthrough.com. Do you feel stuck in a rut? Finding yourself wondering if this is all there is to life? Tired of just existing? Hypno Breakthrough can help you to reduce stress, release fears, gain confidence, and reach your life's goals holistically, mindfully, and gently. So I ask you, what changes would you like to see in your life? Let's talk about it. Contact me, Pamela Topchian, board-certified hypnotherapist, to schedule your free consultation, which includes a complimentary stress-reducing sample session, so you can see how it feels for yourself before any commitments are made. Go to hypnobreakthrough.com for all the information. That's hypnobreakthrough.com.
Have you heard about the District Edina? Well, if you haven't, you're in for a treat. The District Edina is the Twin Cities' newest and most exciting destination for all things home design and remodeling. If you're looking for flooring or window treatments, furnishings, a builder to handle a remodel or an addition, kitchen or bath work, or even original fine art, you will find it at the District Edina. The District Edina, 7777 Washington Avenue South, and online at, wait for it, thedistrictedina.com.
AM 950 Movie Night is back on Wednesday, October 12th at Crooner Supper Club. We'll be showing Greg Palast's new film, Vigilante, Georgia's Vote Suppression Hitman. Rick Smith will be in town to host a panel discussion about the movie and voter suppression. So come early and get a delicious dinner from Crooners and meet Rick Smith and other AM 950 staff. That's AM 950 Movie Night showing Greg Palast's new film, Vigilante, Georgia's Vote Suppression Hitman on Wednesday, October 12th at 6:30 at Crooner Supper Club. The movie is free to attend, but we do require registration at am950radio.com.
Hey, Minnesota, I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show, and I want to hear from you. Call in, be heard at 1-866-416-RICK. That's 1-866-416-7425 as we focus on the issues most important to working America. The Rick Smith Show, where working people come to talk. Weeknights, 8 to 10 p.m. right here on AM 950 KTNF, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Don't be surprised if you hear your name when you walk into St. Paul Corner Drug. Our experienced staff make getting to know you their top priority. Developing a trusting relationship with our patients is the first step in providing personalized care that achieves the best outcomes possible. Make certain all your providers know who you are and what your needs are. It is a vital step in your well-being. Stop by St. Paul Corner Drug today to start a relationship with a staff that cares. St. Paul Corner Drug, pharmacy the way it should be.
Are you dreading Monday, hating life, and living for the weekends? It might be time for some life changes. Pamela Topjian is a board-certified hypnotherapist at hypnobreakthrough.com, and she can help you. Consultations are always free, and you'll also receive a complimentary sample session to try out. Get in touch on hypnobreakthrough.com or send a message on social media, HypnoBreakthrough or Pamela Marie Topjian. And as you heard her commercials, she has such a soothing voice. I've worked with her a number of times. She's been on the show a couple weeks ago, and she wants to help. So please reach out to her. Get in touch, hypnobreakthrough.com. And welcome back to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950. My name is Greg Bakken. Thank you for joining us. Our guest today is Tracer Fox, who runs the historic and haunted Hotel Josephine. We're broadcasting live from there in Holton, Kansas. Check out their website, book a room, get a t-shirt, see what it's all about. Go to hoteljosephine1890.com. We're going to talk a little bit about all sorts of wonderful haunted things today. Don't forget, if you have any questions for Tracer, want to know about the hotel, want to talk about ghost hunters, my goodness, that's where we're going to go to right now. Back in February, I think it was, an episode of Ghost Hunters aired on Discovery Plus, and there you and your mom is on the lake house that we were at Friday night. How on earth did all that get started?
So that was actually something that my mom kind of put me on before we even purchased. But it wasn't even really for the lake house. It was for the hotel. Mm-hmm. And then we had a producer reach out and say Jason forwarded my email, and that was just kind of all played out like that.
So it seems like that that was a pretty crazy location. Like, we heard all sorts of things, like people won't stay there. That Thomas, right, who lives in the basement, he manages it from the basement. He was doing security, but the other security people working there, they all took off and stuff, right? I mean, it's pretty legit over there,
right? And I actually lived in the basement too. We actually moved out because we couldn't take the activity.
So what was going on in there?
Well, it was essentially one of the first few nights that happened. I was at a concert and my wife was there, kind of unloading the groceries and stuff. And she went to go sit down because she was pregnant at the time. And a bag of bread flew off the cabinets. Mm-hmm. And it's not, slanted or anything. They're sturdy cabinets, and it, if it would have fell off, it would have just plopped to the floor. It went several feet away. So that was kind of the first thing that kind of opened our eyes. But things progressively got worse. We had, and this was after Ghost Hunters. I think the activity kind of gotten worse after they left. Either that or they just were more known.
Sure.
But yeah, I think kind of our breaking point was we just felt watched, like heavily watched that one night. And I was brushing my teeth. I just had an intense feeling that something was behind me staring at me. We had our nursery in there, and I saw a little shadow figure like peeking around the door at us.
Sure.
I was doing laundry upstairs, and I actually saw a full body apparition of a man standing there. My wife that same day saw a woman full body apparition upstairs. And that night, that same night, this was all in one day that this happened.
Okay.
She had like a sleep paralysis. She saw eyes staring at us while we were sleeping, but she woke up and saw eyes glaring at her. She tried to wake me, but she couldn't move.
She was paralyzed.
Yeah. That was kind of our breaking point. Like, okay, you know what? This is, we need to, for the safety of the baby.
Yes.
We need to get out of there. And that's what we ended up doing. So.
Did you ever have, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of people that's gone through ever since that's investigated or anything. Did you ever have, apart from ghost hunters, any mediums or anybody come through to try to figure out what that is that you were experiencing?
Yeah, we did. And she, I'm careful with mediums just because you never know.
Yeah.
And that's not any offense to any mediums, but I'm just cautious with them. But the one we had come in is a frequent here, and she works on cold cases with the KBI. So that to me gives a level of trust.
Yeah.
Well, she came, and the crazy part is she just told me that we needed to get out. She told my mom more of what was there. They never actually told us. I guess it was that intense. Like they never told us of what was the deal, but they were very adamant that we needed to get out of there pretty quickly. During their events, they would get my name and Kaylee's name through the communication,
like a spirit box or something,
EVPs and stuff. They would get their name or my name, and they would even get Jason's name. That was pretty common.
Okay.
And I guess you guys got that too.
We did get Jason's name. Yeah, we did on Friday night.
Yeah.
Where do you know where they would get that name?
In the main floor, either in the living room where the piano is, or in kind of like the gentleman's lounge where the couch is on the main floor. That's the two common areas.
And we got it up in the master bedroom on the top floor.
Yeah. That's where they captured the apparition, not the full body, but like a mist floating across the screen on the episode. So
sure. Now, because I can't remember how that episode ends for Ghost Hunters. Did the information that it came up with jive in with what you had previously known?
Yes. And at that time, we didn't fully know of everything.
Okay.
They filmed last August, and so we were still pretty new into ownership at that time.
Oh, right away, yeah.
We didn't even know that it was haunted at all when we purchased it. The way we found out that it was haunted was we had it rented out before it became a bed and breakfast, and they texted us asking what was going on, because in that master bedroom they had the blanket pulled off of them. So that was kind of like, okay, what was going on? So we called former owners and hey, this is a major disclosure. We work in real estate, so that kind of stuff is disclosure issues. So we called former owners, and they're prominent people in the community. One of the owners was a doctor, and especially in this community, that's kind of, you don't dabble in that paranormal stuff if you're a high member of society. That's how this level of community is.
Right. No.
But they did say that, trying to remember his story. His wife was gone on a business trip, and he woke up in the middle of the night, and someone, put the covers on him and said, "It's okay. Go back to bed." It was a woman, and he said he felt something crawl back into bed with him, and he went over to, cuddle her, and he woke up in a panic, like, wait a minute, my wife's not here. She's on a business trip. So
Wow.
That was his experience.
That's crazy. How was the ghost hunters? How were they?
They were amazing. This cast, crew, they were so polite. And we went to Vegas for the paranormal convention. They recognized us by name even. And, I guess that wasn't something I was expecting. I like, oh yeah, we filmed with you, but I don't remember your name. But yeah, we've had Dustin for an event, and Dustin was on the episode.
Nice. Yes, he was. Yeah.
He's so amazing. So nice. Yeah, they were all top to bottom, cast to crew, and everyone was so nice.
That's amazing. We'll just do this. Let's take another break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Tracer Fox about the historic and haunted Hotel Josephine. We're live in Holton, Kansas, and you're listening to Ghost Box Radio on AM 950.
This is New Beginnings, hosted by award-winning broadcaster and speaker Freddie Bell.
Freddie, this generation of the baby boomers, people are living longer, so the baby boomers are taking care of elderly parents.
Let's talk about your health, and specifically, let's talk about Medicare. Our show features the concerns of America's 78 million baby boomers in employment, finance, health and nutrition, and even entertainment.
Join us for New Beginnings, Saturday mornings at 11, brought to you in part by Vision Loss Resources.
Hi, my name is Pamela Topchian. I'm a former nurse, published author, and board-certified hypnotherapist with HypnoBreakthrough.com. Do you feel stuck in a rut? Finding yourself wondering if this is all there is to life? Tired of just existing? Hypno Breakthrough can help you to reduce stress, release fears, gain confidence, and reach your life's goals holistically, mindfully, and gently. So I ask you, what changes would you like to see in your life? Let's talk about it. Contact me, Pamela Topchian, board-certified hypnotherapist, to schedule your free consultation, which includes a complimentary stress-reducing sample session, so you can see how it feels for yourself before any commitments are made. Go to HypnoBreakthrough.com for all the information. That's HypnoBreakthrough.com.
Tune in this Saturday morning right here on AM 950 from 7 to 8 a.m. for the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show. We'll be discussing how you can properly save seeds this fall, as well as taking care of those hostas before winter. Our guest is PBS's own host of Growing a Greener World, Joe Lample, and we'll answer your garden questions. That's all this Saturday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. right here on AM 950. Catch the replay Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m.
No matter if you're eating out or cooking something at home, EatLocalMinnesota.com has you covered with a list of locally owned restaurants and food purveyors. Locally owned Vinaigrette has been offering the finest olive oil and vinegar since 2009. Reintroduce yourself to all the many flavors by tasting before you buy. From darker white balsamic to cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil from all over the world, there is something for everyone. Vinaigrette, located at 50th and Xerxes in Minneapolis, or at vinaigrettemn.com. The Park Tavern is your go-to destination for fun. Enjoy the fantastic food like their pizzas, burgers, and sandwiches, the best bowling in Minnesota, their wildly popular outdoor patio, great drink specials, all the big games on their numerous screens, and it's the perfect place for your next private event, even large gatherings for over 200. The Park Tavern is your go-to destination for everyone. Have fun at the Park Tavern, Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park.
Hello, this is Ellie Krug with Ellie 2.0 Radio. Now my show will be on Saturdays from 10 to 11 and replayed on Sundays from 1 to 2. You will get to the best of Ellie 2.0 with talking about idealism, with guests who come in and who are idealistic, who are trying to change the world, and you will get me, Super Idealist. Tune in. We can't wait to hear from you, and you'll hear from me Saturdays from 10 to 11.
We have some pretty big news over at Enchanted Boutique that they want us to share with you. Starting October 1st, they're going to be having the following happen each week. So there's going to be a lot of cool reasons to go and visit Enchanted Boutique. First of all, they're going to revamp their whole week. So every day is going to be a special day. For example, starting October 1st, Mondays are going to be Make It Monday, make and take projects. Tuesday is going to be Tumbled Tuesday, tumbled crystal sale. Wednesday, Woo Woo Wednesday, divination sale. And then Thursday is going to be Trinket Thursday with jewelry. Friday is Folk Magic Friday, witchy sale. And then Sunday is Self-Love Sunday, bath and body sale. Each Saturday is going to have a different special event happening. First Saturday of every month, Enchanted sale and live raffles. Second Saturday, 1 to 3 p.m., there's going to be gallery reading, but I know that that's changed, so you'll have to look at their website to see the current information on that. Third Saturday, Pop-Up Provider Saturday with a variety of special guest providers. And then the fourth Saturday, Enchanted Vendor Saturday with a variety of vendors and services by others to bring in their clientele to the shop. There's going to be a lot going on there. There's more, but we're just going to let you go and check out. This is a good start. First of all, you can visit them at 1860 Beam Avenue, Maplewood, Minnesota. And if you are not local, but you want to go see their online presence, you can go to enchantedboutiquemn.com or go to Facebook, and that's Enchanted Boutique MN. Like I said, there's a lot of great stuff on here. We're going to get Bonnie and Jenny back on here soon. We're going to talk about the store. And they have been traveling all around the country doing paranormal stuff. So there's a lot that we're going to be talking about. We have big news, and this is coming up this Wednesday, September 21st. We're going to have an event with the one and only Nick Groff. You're going to remember Nick Groff from Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Lockdown with Katrina Weinman, who's also been on our show. And most recently, he's doing the new series, Deathwalkers. You can get general admission tickets or VIP tickets. That's going to get you a private 5-minute audience with Nick Groff, and that file is going to be sent to you. Plus, you'll get an autographed photo. You can find the event on Eventbrite, look for Nick Groff, or look for the banner on my am950radio.com show page that will take you right there, and you get tickets there. And I'd like to thank my sponsors for this event: Enchanted Boutique, Northern Shadows Paranormal Research Team, The Edge Magazine, Things That Go Bump Minnesota, Charvinity, and Drunken Oracle. Thank you all so much for helping make this work. Once again, this event is this Wednesday. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You have an opportunity to meet Nick Groff, so go and do it, please. Also, if you miss Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken Live, AM 950 replays these episodes Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you can listen anytime by going to Spotify or iTunes. After listening, please leave a positive review for my show. I'd greatly appreciate it. Our guest today is Tracer Fox, who runs the historic and haunted Hotel Josephine. We are broadcasting live from there in Holton, Kansas. Check out their website to book a room or see what it's all about. Go to hoteljosephine1890.com. Like we said, and we're going to talk a little bit more about why it's so important to support these locations that we bring on and we're talking about. Tracer, it's a pretty warm day here in Holton.
Yes, it is actually supposed to get into the hundreds on Tuesday. So.
Did you not tell Mother Nature that it is indeed September, or what's going on here?
I need it to be more for like fall weather. So.
Oh my goodness. Is it normally this temperature this time of year? Or is this just an anomaly?
This is just weird. It's been a hot summer here, like really, really hot.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and when I set up in here earlier today, it was really, really warm, and it's not too bad.
No. And
all things considered.
And that you mentioned that the supporting the businesses and the warmth. So I'm just going to get sidetracked.
Please
here.
Take it. Someone has to run the show, and it's not going to be me. That's for sure.
We have to put in a heating and air system in here. I'm not for sure if my mom told you, but when we purchased it, we realized that there was over like $100,000 worth of upgrades that we weren't aware of, that the hotel was illegally operating for 12 years. It wasn't safe. It was fire marshal did not approve of this place being opened.
Wow.
So as you can see, there's a lot of remodeling going on. There's holes in the ceiling.
Yes.
That's because that they're putting a new fire system. We're working on getting a new heating and air system, so it's not going to be 100 degrees in each room anymore. So,
well, personally, I only took that as it being hot in here because it's hot outside. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
This place is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I remember last time that we were here, your mom did show us around. She gave us a wonderful tour, told us all the upgrades, and that's just another thing. I mean, some places they buy the location. I'm not saying this is wrong, but it's just as it is, and that's what you deal with. But you're also looking at a functioning hotel. So what you're doing is you're making it comfortable for people, trying to get it up to date but it has to be hard because you're also trying to keep that charm of what this place was.
Right. And that's kind of our issue with trying to remodel. Because we're getting some backlash from the community for upgrading it, but we tell them, hey, we're upgrading it, but we're making it still historical.
Yeah.
So
now, is this on any sort of historic register?
it's not, and we tried, but we can't because actually right above us there was a spire.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of the old photos, you can see the spire. But at some point they removed that, and because of that and some other exterior issues that was changed, it can no longer be on the historical registry. Partially, and also we don't really want to be on the historical registry because you have to do things exactly like you have to get signed permission to change anything. So even adding the air conditioning would be a fight probably. So we don't really want to be part of the historical registry. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but we don't want to.
Sure. So here's my question. Well, actually, we got a question from a listener, Tracy in Maple Grove, Minnesota, and she's just wondering. And Adam, can you scroll that back down so I can see the whole question, please? Let's see if you can do that for me, please. Tracy from Maple Grove wants to know if the hotel being in construction remodel, is that adding to ghosts making themselves known? Have you seen an uptick in activity?
I would say so. Most of the people that come in say that the spirits are happy that we are trying to build this place back up, because we talk to the spirits almost daily. We tell them, hey, if you don't help us out, this place is going to get torn down. And I think they understand that if they lose the building, they lose the ability to communicate with everybody. So
yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I mean, it seems like that there's always a lot, that when you do stuff like this, you do get kind of both ways. And we've done some asking to spirits, and just asking about what they think stuff. I personally have not got really any response from spirits or anything about that. But have you had other people who've done investigations here? Have they kind of asked those questions and they gotten positive responses?
yeah, in that psychic medium from earlier, that
Sure.
she was the one that's actually came in and said that the spirits are happy that we're doing this. They're happy that we're trying to bring it back to life. Because the hotel before us was run down. It was 50-year-old quilts, 50-year-old mattresses. It was hoarded in the basement. People couldn't even go down in the basement. So I think now that we're opening it up and that we're allowing paranormal investigations to come in, we're allowing people to come in with the new upgrades. I think, at least I would hope, that they're happy that we are doing that. So
Right. Do you have you had any issues with any investigators coming in and being disrespectful?
yeah, I mean, sometimes mainly just like not listening to the rules or whatever. That's such a rare case.
Good.
99% of the time it's good.
Mhm.
People are very respectful, and that's a lot of the paranormal community is respectful. But I mean, we've had bad apples here and there, but that's not going to ruin everyone else's chances to be able to come in. So
Now we did last night, Christy, myself, pair of friends events. We did Friday night and Saturday night. We did a couple of events and they were a lot of fun. And we're planning on doing more with you all. I mean, that's pretty exciting. And we haven't figured out any dates yet or anything as of yet. But I mean, that's the thing, is that Christy very much so, and because I'm kind of taking her thunder when I say this, very much wants to help you at any location, to try to get people to take part, and even if it's not an event that we do, it's still pushing people your way.
yeah, and we appreciate it because we see events that you've done for other locations and how much you've helped them. So, and I know they're very appreciative as well. So I know you're friends with Stephanie with the McAteer Villa, and we're good friends with her. So
Yeah. And like I said, that's really all Christy. I'm just going on the bandwagon with that, but because she's been really working tirelessly on that. But I mean, that's just it. I mean, like I said, we've have the Calumet in Pipestone, Minnesota, which is a beautiful, grand, just massive hotel made out of pipestone. It's Pipestone, Minnesota. And they being the city had been trying to close it for years, and now they've pretty much successfully have done so. And that's just a shame, because I mean, the thing I don't understand is when you look at something like Pipestone, and I would assume it'd be anywhere, a small town, isn't the point of a hotel to bring in people so that they can go to their restaurants, so they can go to their shops, they can be a part of something here and show off the beauty of not just the hotel, but everything around it.
yeah, I got to watch my words here because we're experiencing that too. Thankfully, this is a Minnesota show, so I don't have to watch my words as much. But I would say majority of our customers, even for events, and we have celebrities coming in for events. We have people like Christy coming in for events. Majority of our people are from out of town.
Yeah.
Which is sad that we're not getting more local support, because we send people to the brewery. We send people on the square to shop locally. We actually had a restaurant on site. We used to be open every weekend. We're not anymore, just because no one showed up. It's a constant battle where you're like, well, do you want us to keep staying open? Do you want us to keep bringing in tourism? For example, we had a post on Facebook for one of our events in October, reach over 1 million people, over 200,000 engagements on one of our posts, and we had people calling from Paris. We had people calling from New York, California. And they're calling to Holton, Kansas, a small town of 3,000 people. So my question to the community is, do you still want us to bring in people and keep your business going just as much as our business, or do you want to see everyone kind of go out of business? That's not just Holton, that's everyone.
That's everyone.
So
absolutely. Let's do this. Let's take our last break. When we come back, we're going to finish our conversation with Tracer Fox about the historic and haunted Hotel Josephine. We're live in Holton, Kansas, and you're listening to Ghost Box Radio and AM 950. Metaphysical means different things to different people, and the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Enchanted Boutique in Maplewood will assist you through your journey. You'll be welcomed with positive energy and amazed at the large selection and variety of crystals, locally crafted products, books, and so many other metaphysical supplies. Visit Enchanted Boutique's brand new expanded location in Maplewood at 1860 Beam Avenue across from Maplewood Mall. Everyone at Enchanted Boutique is ready to assist with your personal spiritual journey.
Hi, folks. This is Kirk Bankstad from the Minocqua Brewing Company, and I sell Choice Hard Seltzer. Choice is an all-natural, 105-calorie grapefruit-flavored hard seltzer for those who believe that a woman's reproductive decisions should remain a private matter between her and her doctor. When you purchase Choice Hard Seltzer, 5% of the proceeds go to support reproductive rights organizations in Minnesota.
Drink progressively with Minocqua Brewing. Get Choice Hard Seltzer at Zips Liquors on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis and Top 10 Liquors in Chanhassen. Find other Twin Cities locations at MinocquaBrewingCompany.com.
As we head into the fall season, Crooner Supper Club invites you to enjoy drinks, a delicious dinner, and live music from both big-name local and national artists in a wide array of styles. And before or after your show, check out the new Maggie's Lounge, a perfect spot to visit with friends. It's open Wednesdays through Sundays from 4:30 to 11 for cocktails and light fare. And you don't even need a ticket to enjoy the great atmosphere of Maggie's. That's a Crooner Supper Club off Moore Lake and Highway 65, a little piece of old-school nightlife in the 21st century.
Hi, this is Ken Hageland, host of Living Healthy and Aging Well, inviting you to listen to our live call-in talk show airing every Saturday from noon to 1, where we talk about your health and your life and provide insights you need to know to live and age well. Each week, we talk with guests who provide answers to important questions regarding healthcare, elder care, end-of-life care, and self-care for caregivers and help you and your loved ones plan for the future and enjoy your highest quality of life today. Please join us every Saturday from noon to 1 on AM 950 for Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hi, this is Laura. Listen to Food Freedom Radio every Saturday at 8 a.m. or anytime via podcast. Our individual health is connected to the health of each other and connected to the health of the earth. We know the problems with the dominant food system: climate change, deadening soils, nitrates in the water, factory farming, injustice, concentration of wealth. How do we both as individuals and as a community step up and support a living food system which honors the earth? Tune to Food Freedom Radio every Saturday at 8 a.m. and remember to support your independent farmers.
Think your company's safe? Your staff is working from home, right? As I speak, cyber criminals are mounting attacks across the country. Remember, when we're weakest, cyber criminals attack. Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. The Rymark team is guiding our clients through these difficult times. In fact, demand has been so high, we created an easy-to-follow guide. It's yours free. Download our 5 steps to securely work from home now at rymarkit.com or call 651-328-8900 for a no-cost how-to discussion.
And for our final segment, we return to our guest today, Tracer Fox, who runs the historic and haunted Hotel Josephine with his mother, Sarah. We're broadcasting live from Holton, Kansas. Check out their website to book a room or see what it's all about, hoteljosephine1890.com. And, Tracer, one thing I didn't know that you all had, because I mean, honestly, I haven't really looked too closely on that stuff, but one of our attendees last night talked about a very historic guest book that you all have that has people that have signed in through the years, and it sounds pretty legit. Are you able to say some of the people that have signed in that book?
Yeah, the big one that's in the lobby is Grover Cleveland, and this is actually the Grover Cleveland suite. We can't pinpoint and say this is where he stayed, but this was the largest room, so we assume that this is his. But we've had Kirstie Alley, we've had Carrie Nation, the Ringling Brothers stayed here. I'm blanking on Robert Louis Stevenson, who the author of Jekyll and Hyde and Treasure Island. He stayed here. So just to name a few, but we actually have every single one of the guest logs still.
And did I understand correctly that there is like a digital version, at least of some of them, at the Historical Society, or?
No, there's not, unfortunately.
Okay.
We wanted to send it to the museum up in the Kansas History Museum and have them look at it. The only issue was they're gonna keep them, which is fine, but we're like, well, we kind of wanted to have it ours, But so we didn't give it to them, but they offered to go through and look and see if they can find any other names that we may have missed.
Did any of these people go on to write about the hotel in any meaningful way after their stay or anything?
No, unfortunately not.
No, Kirstie Alley didn't talk about the restaurant or anything?
Yeah. Well, Kirstie was before us, and the restaurant wasn't here then. I'm not really for sure what year it's written somewhere, but I can't remember which year exactly it was. But yeah.
Now, you may not know this. Did Grover Cleveland actually stay in this room then, or you just call it was just this name as such?
It was historically named as Grover Cleveland Suite. I can't pinpoint this was his room, but we feel pretty confidently about it
right
because
around
it was
here.
Yeah, and it was the largest room in the hotel. So when he actually stayed, he's the first president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. And this was in between. So he wasn't a sitting president, but he was also a future and past president.
Sure.
So I can only assume that he was on a campaign trail of some kind.
And it makes sense too, because this is kind of the corner room, isn't it? This is where we look out, and if you see a picture of the building, it has this nice sort of it's kind of squares off in the corner and looks at the corner of the street. We're looking across this diagonal to the church that was founded. I was over there last night. Founded in 1870. When was this hotel built?
1890.
Nice.
1890, and it was the longest running hotel west of the Mississippi River. We lost the streak in 2010-ish. The owners at the time had some tax issues, so it closed for a year, and then it was opened back up by the owners that we bought it from. So
when was the renovations? Because I know that when we're walking through that there's a lot of rooms that used to be single rooms that became double rooms.
Yeah, there's still a lot of history that we don't know.
Sure.
And you'll see the difference between the first floor and the second floor room. So the first floor rooms used to be all parlors and dining rooms and stuff. And then there's even a fireplace in one of the first floor rooms. We're not really for sure exactly when they opened up these rooms to make them larger. I can only imagine that it was about the time where they actually made hotels to be hospitable. Yes, to be more comfortable to guests. Because back in the day, they made hotels were kind of the place for people to come. I don't want to say to die, but kind of live out their years, because it had running water, it had doctors on site. So yeah, and back then you didn't really need big rooms.
Well, and that's something that we haven't talked about. We have about 2 minutes left here, but we noticed, like, in the bathroom, there's the chains, the shackles, because they used to bring in prisoners here, right?
Yeah, we're about a block and a half away from the courthouse. Back in the day, the judicial system wasn't very normal.
Yeah.
So they would actually, when they're transporting prisoners, actually would shackle them to the walls. So.
And so, and I think your mom had said something along the lines that there's never been any sort of official say that any prisoners were harmed or anyone died here, but it was still at the time that, the records weren't very clear, right?
There's a lot of stuff left off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even in here, deaths, I'm sure so many deaths have happened. They just didn't document them.
That's just what hotels happen at hotels, right? That people just come and stay and have a heart attack or something, right. Never know what happens. Some sadly come to end their lives at places. So there's probably a lot of history there. Real fast, photographs. Is there a lot of old photographs of this place?
There is, and we've had some owners actually send photographs because they're all their great grandparents owned it, so they sent photos. Other than that, there isn't a ton of photos, but we have some in the lobby. So,
and then one last thing here. Do you have any early recounts of paranormal activity here that goes back well before your mom and you took over?
Other than the Buffalo Room one, that was kind of the big kicker. That was the only one we really knew of. So.
Wow. I mean, that's just. And that alone too. I could tell the attendees who were staying in the room last night, they were, I don't know if they slept, to be honest. They were a little, they came in, and the gentleman is actually known to your mom, and you probably know him. It was, he was just really excited about it, but they were both, him and his daughter were like, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to sleep tonight. So
it's very hard for that.
It really is. All right. Well, Tracer Fox runs the historic and haunted Hotel Josephine with his mother, Sarah. They've been so kind to us. Please check out this amazing venue. Please visit hoteljosephine1890.com. Please consider checking out their website. Go to all these places. Tracer, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. We're going to be back in studio next week. I don't have a guest yet, but we've been trying to get on a lot of great people. We've been working with Discovery Plus because in Discovery Plus, October is Ghostober, and do you with all the Discovery Plus stuff and being on now Ghost Hunters and being a celebrity and whatnot, Tracer, do you watch the show? Do you watch the shows at all?
Oh yeah, I love this one called Halloween Wars, where they actually bake haunted, like, Halloween style cakes. I watch Ghost Adventures, watch all those shows. I love Discovery Plus and Ghostober.
Were you watching it before you got it? Before they came to you? Before you even got this place?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You never would have thought in a million years that.
No, never would have guessed that something like this would even happen. So.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy, and it's nice to know that they took good care of you.
Absolutely, yeah, they're great.
So that's great. So hopefully we can have you back on. We can talk. Let us know if anything's going on at the hotel, and we'll promote it for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracer. We'll be back next week, and have a great week, everyone.